Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Casey Coleman and Ted Davies.
I love the level of energy in the room, even at 7 o'clock at night. Thank you, everyone, for such an engaging day. Thank you for your energy and your enthusiasm and your participation. Did you have a good time today? Yeah.
So I think everybody I talked to had a great day today. If you didn't have a great day, talk to Casey. No, just kidding. After a great day, we really wanted to make sure we had a great evening as well. We got a lot of things going on in short snippets. What we're going to be able to do is give you all a first look at ELC 2018. We got a couple more key awards to give out. We're going to graduate our partner class from this year. And then we'll have an engaging time with Second City Works. They've got a really exciting improv program planned for us. And of course, we'll close the evening with a nice networking session hosted by Nexus. Now I'd like to invite Marty Cummins and Francis Rose to the stage for that preview of ELC 2018. Take it away, man.
Good evening, everyone. I want to echo Casey and Ted's comments about I hope you're having a good time. Francis and I are excited to share some news with you this evening. So, for years, the American Council for Technology and Industry Advisory Council have provided a forum for industry and government thought leaders to come together on neutral ground to discuss and uncover high-tech solutions that will help government stay in step with a rapidly changing world. We have been doing and will continue to do important work here. Work that matters, not just to the United States, but to the world. That said, as the world changes, so must we. Next October, we hope to see you all in Philadelphia for a reimagined and newly inspired ELC experience. It will have a new look, a new feel, and a new brand. This will be an exciting and inspiring experience with new content, including a first-time ever technology showcase. This will highlight innovative solutions designed to drive change and enhance mission delivery. So, start thinking about how you can be a part of this exciting new opportunity. The experience is changing, but the mission remains the same. Working together, we can reimagine and create a new and technologically advanced United States of amazing.
We, the people of government and industry, have a mission. A big one. How big? Well, for the sake of the nation, we need to reimagine how our government works in today's rapidly changing world to meet expectations and mission needs. That's how big. We are dreamers, thinkers, and doers. Whatever we can imagine, we can do. So let's do this. Let's ask the hard questions. Let's use what we know and the latest technology to reimagine and change the way our government works. Let's go from what is to what will be, for the better, for the people. That's the mission. That's always been the mission of the ELC. And what will be next will be a new ELC. Lines in the sand will be erased, and the doors to opportunity opened. Welcome to the evolution. Welcome to Imagine Nation 2018. A supercharged experience designed to inspire bold thinking and fresh ideas with a spotlight on new technology. Technology that can bring those ideas and innovative solutions to life. One place and time, where government and industry thought leaders come together to answer the questions that matter and create a technologically advanced United States of amazing. We are a nation of dreamers, thinkers, and doers. Let's do this thing together.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to introduce to you our Imagination 2018 Industry Chair, Mr. Tony Scott.
Tony, it's exciting that you are going to be part of Imagination 2018. Like Bob Dylan said, the times they are a-changin'. Some Bob Dylan fans in the house. That's nice to hear. But rest assured that ACT-IAC is not doing this in a vacuum. It's not going to be just brain power of a few people. They want your input too. Right after we pushed play on the video that you just saw, we pushed the play button, the activation button for the Imagination 2018 website. The site is up and running right now, and you can check it out. You have permission to look at your phones for that only. No checking email while we're doing this. That's where you can go right now and in the months leading up to Imagination 2018 and start to contribute, to get updates about what's happening and share your thoughts about what you think the event should be, what you think the government people will take out of it, and what you think the industry people will take out of it. We're going to do it together. It's not going to be pushed on people. So I would like to turn your attention now to these scrolls that are on your desk, on your table rather. These blue scrolls. You will find on them the newly reimagined mission statement. And as you look at them, you will notice that there are some that are in silver, and there are a very few, that are in gold. So if you have a golden scroll, you're a very fortunate person. You are a winner. If you have a golden scroll, you're going to Imagination 2018 next October in Philadelphia for free. Huh? How great is that? By the way, I said during dinner that if Marty has a gold scroll, we should turn the dump over because it's fixed. If you have a golden scroll, take it to the information desk after the program tonight and claim your reward. Now, there aren't many of those, so if you did not get a golden scroll, you're still in luck. You can go into the ACT-IAC app, look for the Declaration of Attendance form. Get it? Philadelphia Declaration of Attendance? That wasn't my joke, by the way. I think Marty did it. And declare your intent to come to Philadelphia next year by this Friday. When early registration opens, you'll get a little thank you for your early confidence in Imagination 2018. Before I leave the stage, I would just like to very quickly say a thank you, not just to all the volunteers here. They've been recognized and they deserve that recognition, but thanks to Ken Allen and Glenda Henning and the ACT-IAC staff. Keisha and her colleagues just busted for weeks and weeks and months to make all this happen. And you do wonderful work, and I thank you very much.
Thank you. See you in Philadelphia.
And now, please welcome to the stage Renee Wynn and Mitzi Mead.
Who won the gold? Really?
Yeah, I'd like to know that too.
All right,
we do
you
have some
not
winners?
remember Willy Wonka? Like, he dove into the sewer, and sewers of London in like the 1700s, that was pretty disgusting. So way to go and congratulations. We'll see you in Philly. Thanks for not going in the sewer. It's a bad place.
Good evening, everybody. Renee and I are on the stage tonight to make a few more important awards presentations. The first is the ACT-IAC Leader Award. One of the privileges of being the IAC chair and for the ACT president is that we get to select one or two individuals who have made significant contributions but are not otherwise being recognized. We have selected two amazing individuals who have made significant contributions to ACT-IAC and our community, and continue to do so every day. They have a passion and commitment to create a more effective, efficient, and innovative government. They also believe that government and industry should communicate and collaborate effectively and ethically. These are not just ideals that these two individuals espouse in their public speeches. They are principles underlying everything they do in both their professional and personal capacities. We in ACT-IAC are fortunate that these two individuals are both active members and distinguished leaders of our unique organization. Our nation is fortunate that these individuals are working on our behalf every day. For these reasons, it is my distinct pleasure to present the 2017 ACT-IAC Leader Awards to two women whom I greatly admire and who require no further introduction, Leslie Field and Margie Graves.
Alphabetically?
So thank you, Renee, and thank you, Mitzi, and thank you to my ACT-IAC colleagues. I am really touched and honored by this. I have to say that I am reminded of the unique responsibility that I think we all share here to serve the American people. They deserve our best work and our best thinking, and I think through events like this, we can certainly deliver on that promise. So thank you very much.
We often get together outside of work and ruminate on how lucky we are to be part of the M-Team in OMB, to be part of this community. It is innovative, it is collaborative, and it works for the greater good. And we all know that this group tonight is mission-focused on the American people. So we thank you for this award tonight. It is so appreciated, and I'm humbled by it. Thank you.
You girls rock.
Yay! That's right.
Awesome. Go, girls. You rock. Why not? That's right. But we're not quite done yet recognizing people that make you wonder, what am I doing with my spare time? Because it isn't doing the great things that these guys are doing. So our other presentation tonight, and I need to get rid of this because I'm already mic'd up. Sorry about that. The other presentation tonight is for the Janice K. Mendenhall Spirit of Leadership Award. Janice Mendenhall was the epitome of a public servant. An individual for over 32 years was committed to doing her best for the citizens. Someone who believed in the value of those with whom she worked and advocate for a healthy partnership between government and industry. This year, we are honored to give this award to someone who embodies all of these traits and someone of whom Janice would be proud. This year's recipient is an individual who has spent his entire career in government and been a member of our community almost as long. As a government executive, he has served the nation with distinction in a number of transformative roles, In that position and as a member and a leader of ACT-IAC, he has actively worked to promote greater understanding and collaboration between government and industry. Tonight's recipient began his civil service career as an engineering and logistics manager at Warner Robins Air Force Logistics Center. From that beginning, some of you probably know now, from that beginning, he moved up the organizational chain and around the country. He worked in several federal departments, including the Air Force, Coast Guard, Department of Defense, and the Department of Homeland Security. His responsibilities included a number of significant programs, such as the DHS Secure Borders Initiatives. In 2010, he joined the Department of Veterans Affairs as Executive Director of the Enterprise Program Management Office. He served as a Principal Executive Director for the Office of Acquisition, Logistics, and Construction Officer, back to his roots, before his current assignment as the Executive Director of Modernization. He was educated in Georgia, in case you can't tell from his accent, and has received numerous awards, including the Presidential Rank Award for Distinguished Executive. And I'm gonna pause for just a second and let everybody know that award is judged by members of the public who read these and make very, very tough calls. So it is an absolute honor for anyone in the federal government to receive that award. He has also recently announced that he will be retiring from the government at the end of November. While we are sorry to see him go, we are honored to present the 2017 Janice K. Mendenhall Spirit of Leadership Award to Greg Giddens.
Thank you very much. It's certainly with the picture, I was a thorn among the rose. So thank you both very much. Thank all of you, Ken and the whole ACT-IAC staff, not just for the award, but all the work that y'all have done tirelessly, on stage, backstage, front stage, sideways, everywhere, to make sure that this environment exists for us to come together and advance government. I hope you all had a great day today. I think the tracks have been great. I know we'll have a great evening reception tonight and a follow-up tomorrow. I'm really honored by this and very thankful both for the namesake and the work that she did to bring collaboration to the forefront. It's just really amazing to be part of this community. Thank you.
Great. Best in retirement, too.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. So let us congratulate all our winners one more time. Thank you, everybody. And at this point, I want to thank both the ACT and IAC board members and have the current ACT and IAC board members please stand to be recognized. The current board member. Behind us.
Big lights for you all.
They do so much to help make sure that ACT-IAC has great events and conferences and COIs and all that we do, so we really thank them. Now I'd just like to thank, if there are any former ACT or IAC EC members in the crowd, if you could stand. Any former members in EC? Ted? See all of them? I know Leslie's one. Leslie, yeah. Adelaide, thank you. Congratulations. So thank you to all. Now at this time, we're going to introduce the partners chairs, Kim Pack and David Curtis. And this is always,
All right. It's all yours. Great.
is always one of my favorite things because I'm proud to say that I'm a 2001 partner and a fellow. So, here you go.
Mitzi.
Thank you. Good evening. I'm David Curtis from the Nuclear Regulatory Commission, and I'm this year's Partners Government Chair.
And I'm Kim Pack from Wolfden Associates, and I'm this year's Partners Industry Chair.
In a few minutes, we'll be graduating the 2017 Partners class. But first, I'd like to talk to you just for a minute about what Partners is all about and why it's important to us. The Partners program is ACT-IAC's flagship executive development program. It brings together the best and brightest leaders of the federal government and industry. The program started in 1997, making this the 20th anniversary of the Partners program. Partners graduates, together with Voyager's graduates, have generated more than 850 graduates or ACT-IAC fellows. Tonight, we have 31 partners to that distinguished group.
Government and industry participants in the program are paired up for the length of the program. And in this program, we have off-the-record and honest dialogue on the challenges that are facing both industry and government. Applications for the 2018 Partners class are open now, so please go in and take a look, and that can be found on the ACT-IAC website.
Kim and I had the good fortune to be selected and participated in the Partners program ourselves. Although I was honored to be a part of the 2011 program, at the time I had little appreciation for how important this program would be in the development of my career and its impact on my life.
And like David, I was also honored to be a part of the program in 2007, the 10th anniversary class. It enabled me to really focus on what type of leader I was and what I am, and really refine those skills.
As a result of my participation in Partners, I've become an advocate in my agency for open dialogue with industry, and I understand better how to work with my contracting officers to get the best technology and professional services. I abbreviated a little.
Having that camaraderie of this community really gives me such a comfort working in a market that isn't always easy to navigate.
Perhaps most importantly, Partners showed me how professional relationships become lifelong friendships, which produce better outcomes for my organization and for my personal career.
So really, to sum it up, we all have learned the value of working together to advance government and grow as leaders, and in the process, we have really been changed forever. We know that that journey for the 2017 Partners class does not end tonight. It just begins.
We'd like to thank Earl Warrington from the General Services Administration for helping us ensure that this program was a tremendous success.
And I'd like to thank the industry vice chairs, Simone Sigmund from Attain, Mike Tock from General Dynamics IT, and David Yang from Incentive Technology Group. Without their support, we could not have accomplished all that we did this year, so thank you.
We'd like to especially thank Laura Smith from ACT-IAC. In addition to all the behind-the-scenes things that Laura does to hold us all together throughout the year, she also has been an integral part of the program and has really been part of our family.
We would also like to thank Malcolm Harden, Mitzi Mead, and Jolene Merkel for their dedication, commitment, and support to keep raising the bar for this ACT-IAC leadership program or programs.
And finally, thanks to the class of 2017. Our accomplished and amazing partners have completed their training tasks. It's graduation time. We would now like to recognize our 2017 Partners class graduates. The photos that you'll see represent the partner pods. Each pod includes 2 government partners and 2 industry partners who work together as a team during the program. Once we announce your pod and read your names, please stand.
All right, our first pod, Wolfpack. Alex Rouse, GSA. Brian Bearden, the Ambit Group. Carrie Kramer, E3 Federal. And Edward D'Agialio, Federal Transit Administration.
Pod OPP, Jay Kondapalli, Carson Solutions. Dina Jeffers, Department of the Army. Ray McCollum, GSA. Paul Chandler, Macro Solutions.
Woo! Reverse the flank. Jeff Knopf, NIC Federal. Erica Steele, Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Bill Spencer, GSA, and Jim Saltis, Noblis.
CRA, Marvin Poindexter, Federal Aviation Administration. Seema Jain, Optimal Technology Solutions. Sharon Aiken, GSA. Ravi Badumbi, Attain.
MCCL, Mary Majuras, DXC Technology. Leanne Bigelow, Department of Commerce. Clay Goldwine, CGI. Clyde Halsrud, Office of the Comptroller of the Currency.
Four Shades of D. Patrice Arnold, Federal Emergency Management Agency. Stephen Mathern, AT&T Global Public Sector. Aaron Collard, U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. Annette Chasen, Net Impact Strategies.
Cube Avengers, Ryan Bolches, Booz Allen Hamilton. Jill Smink, Environmental Protection Agency. Gary Haney, Department of Commerce, and Kelly Murphy, Unisys.
And last, but certainly not least, Tripod. Ted Adair, Accenture Federal Services. Jalinda White, CSRA, and Daryl Miller, GSA. Congratulations, each of you has successfully completed the requirements of the Partners Program and are now ACT-IAC Fellows. Yep, ready to go.
Thank you.
Congratulations, partners, and thank you, guys. And now we get to the fun and entertaining part of the evening with a group that goes with a theme of making work better. Please join me in welcoming the creative team from Second City Works.
Hi, everyone. Hello. There was so much applause and cheering just before we came on stage. So could we get a little bit more love from the room?
We're
Thank you.
Me too. Okay.
We live off applause and cheering, so we really needed that to boost us up. My name is Megan.
Hi, everybody. I'm Megan.
We're Megan and Megan from the Second
It's
City.
true.
How many of you are familiar with Second City?
I work there.
Awesome. I love the wooing over here. This side wins. For those of you who aren't, we'll tell you a little bit about Second City. We're a comedy theater headquartered in Chicago since 1959. We didn't start it, but other people did. We have famous alums that you probably know about, people like Tina Fey, Stephen Colbert, Steve Carell. Amy Poehler, going back through the years, people like Mike Myers, Chris Farley, Gilda Radner, and all the way back to the beginning, people like Ed Asner, Alan Arkin, Joan Rivers, and thousands of people in between, none of whom are here tonight, so don't get too excited. But we kind of have two things we want to do with you tonight. We want to first, for a few minutes, kind of give you a peek behind the curtain, sort of a little how we do what we do peek, so that you can see what the skills are that we use on stage, and then we'd like to put those skills to the test and actually do some improv for you. But first, it's all about you and getting you guys warmed up and into the mood for improv.
So by a round of applause, how many of you have heard of sports? Oh, good, great, good. Well, we're gonna warm you up in a sport fashion. In Chicago, we have the former world champion, former world champion Cubs, and we do something called the wave in our stadium in Chicago. So if you would, in just a minute, I'm gonna ask you to use an upper body wave motion, which means from your waist up, you're gonna lift up your arms, and you're gonna make a woo sound like you're on a roller coaster. Why doesn't everybody try that once? So like, from deep down, woo! Yeah, so that would be like a whole ocean coming at me. So now we're gonna wave it up. So when I am in front of you, it's your turn to do the wave. Are you ready? All right, starting over here. Wave, 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 wave. And back this way. Wave, 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 wave. And one more time. Wave, wave. Oh gosh. Wave, wave, wave. And back this way. Wave, 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 wave. Give yourselves a round of applause. Improv is a mind-body activity. We have to be ready to go. We have to be warmed up. By a round of applause, is anyone feeling a little bit nervous about the idea of doing improv? Oh, woo! Yes! That's a callback. You're already a comedian. That was awesome. Would someone who's maybe even feeling a little nervous, or someone who just likes attention, be willing to come up on stage with me for just a minute and start things off? Can I get a volunteer? Robert, right there. That's great. Give him a round of applause. Yeah.
I love it. He's asking for his own applause. Like, come on, people.
What is your name?
I'm going to hand you this.
Hello.
What's your name?
Chuck.
Chuck. Hi, Chuck. I'm Megan. It's nice to meet you.
I know I'm really screwed now, aren't I?
No, you're going to be fine. So one of the ways that we set the stage for success when we improvise is by showing each other support, unconditional support. Whatever we do and say on stage is right, and our scene partner gets the same luxury. So right now, whatever Chuck says and does is going to be absolutely right, and you're going to show him that with this round of applause that we've been doing so well. So show us. Woo! Yeah, that's great. We thrive on this, and so is Chuck. He's going to as well right now. So, Chuck, whatever you say is right, okay?
Got it.
So, Chuck, where are you from originally?
New York.
Yes, he is from New York. Absolutely right. You can step up a little bit here, Chuck. Great.
Go Yankees.
Okay. Yeah, well, we'll support that right now because this is fiction. That's great. Great. And what do you like to do when you have time, when you don't have to be working? What do you like to do?
I'm always working.
Yeah, so, okay, great, yeah. Good answer in this room. Well, right now you get to have a little bit of fun, Chuck, because in front of you, you can't see this until you imagine it, because we imagine all of our props in improv. There's a box that has formed in front of you. It's sitting on an imaginary table. In this box is a gift for you, Chuck. Would you take the lid off of the box? Yes, it's creaky, because we're in Colonial Williamsburg. Everything's antique. Great. What's inside of that box?
Nothing.
Nothing!
Ooh.
Nothing is in that box.
Did I fail yet?
No, you can't fail. That's the beauty of it. Honestly and truly, that's the beauty of it. So there's nothing in here until you look into the very corner of that box. There's something tiny over there. What is it?
It's a gum wrapper.
It's a gum wrapper! He's always wanted a gum wrapper. And Chuck, I know this about you. I know you have a lot of celebrity, very famous friends.
Yes.
Yeah, so one of your very famous friends gave you that gum wrapper.
Yes,
Which
he did.
friend?
It was Mickey Mantle.
Mickey Mantle gave him that gum wrapper. Yes, he did. That's amazing. And one last thing, Chuck. Mickey wrote you a little note somehow that he left. And if you would pick up that note, it's in the box. Yes, very good. And you don't have to read the whole thing because it's probably a little personal, but maybe read one part of it. What does it say?
It says, Chuck, you're awesome.
Yes, it does! And you are awesome, Chuck. You've done everything. You can have a seat. It's as easy as that. When met with that unconditional support, it's easier to create, it's easier to collaborate, it's easier to transform nothing into something when you have that applause coming your way. And that's one of the things we do on stage for each other, and we feel is a cornerstone to communication.
Great, so we're gonna let you try on one of these skills now, and what you're gonna find, most likely, and what we've found at the Second City, is that these skills that we use to be successful on stage are really translatable into the real world in terms of your work world, your personal life, pretty much every aspect. So we're gonna let you try on one of these skills now. So right now, just turn to someone at your table who you can actually hear. So someone close to you. You two are gonna have a conversation. So find that partner now before we kick off the instructions. Great, and if we have a group of 3, that's totally fine. So here's what's gonna happen. The 2 or 3 of you are gonna have a conversation going back and forth. The catch is, and you can talk about anything you want, but the catch is that each of you is gonna use your partner's last word as the first word of your sentence. Oh, it can be done. It might sound something like this.
So, Megan, on my airplane ride today, I met a very interesting fellow next to me. He was nice.
Nice. That's always great when people are nice. I hate when people are mean jerks.
Jerks are only good for old comedy movies starring Steve Martin.
Martin Short is another famous comedic actor.
Actor, funny man, character-driven personality, sure.
Sure, all of those things. You get the idea. Great, so one of you begin and then use each other's last word from there. Begin. Forgot to look at the time. I'm going to say we're going to aim. Give yourselves a round of applause. All right, I see some high fives and I see some people who look like they want to punch each other. So tell me, what did you do to navigate that conversation? Yes, that's all I heard, yes. What did you do? What's that? Listen, okay. People are saying they had to listen. What else did you do to navigate that conversation? Paid attention. I love it, like that's a novel thing. I paid attention. What did I hear over here? You what? Laugh? Humor? Be creative? Did anyone feel like they had to talk like Yoda or kind of rearrange sentence structure? Was that frustrating for anyone? Sometimes people get really frustrated, like, I need to create a perfect sentence and this is not lending itself. How many of you were real conscious of that word you ended on to set your partner up for success? 4 people, great, that speaks to this crowd. So let's talk a little bit about this concept of listening, because I'd be willing to bet a lot of people felt like they had to listen in this conversation, maybe even more so than in a normal conversation. How many people in the room would agree that in this activity, it was impossible to pre-plan your answer before that person was finished talking? Great. How many people would agree that we often pre-plan our response before someone's finished talking? Great. It'll become obvious, and for those of you who have seen live improv shows or have a concept of improv, which you probably all do, you can understand why that would be kind of dangerous for us on stage. If Megan's talking to me on stage and I'm thinking of this really hilarious line that I want to say, I'm missing a lot of information. So we really have to be keyed into each other. We really have to listen to fully understand what our partner is saying before we can respond. So why do we not always do that in the real world? Ego, absolutely. That's one of the #1 reasons. What I have to say is way more important than what you have to say, and that goes for all of you. What I'm saying is, no, ego factors in, time factors in, agenda, absolutely. We want to win the conversation or make sure we stay on our agenda. There's also the element of silence. We don't want to have nothing to say when that person stops talking, because it might be really silent. That was all of 2 seconds, and someone broke the silence. Yeah. It happens all the time. Speed, too. We don't have a lot of time. But think about what can be lost in that moment if we're not tuned in, if we're not really engaging. It's really obvious for us on stage. It's not always so obvious in the real world. That in professional and personal lives, a relationship can slowly degenerate over time if we're not really paying that respect and really listening to gain understanding instead of just waiting for our chance to respond.
All right, so let's do something that I feel like you guys are all probably really great at, which is a little bit of math. If you could turn your duos into trios, which requires division and addition. So find yourself in a group of 3. If you already were in a group of 3, you can stay. All right, once you've decided, look back this way. There's more to it. Woo, thank you, yes. Give me a little wave if you're in.
That's our wave table right
All
here.
right. You have 5 seconds to decide who in your group is person A, who is person B, and who is person C. Go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, your time's up. Look up here. Look up here. Woo! This is a good check-in. Oh, yes, good. If you can see me, woo. Yay. All right, persons A's, raise your hand. I have great news for you, person A. It's your birthday! Yay! You did it. You have a birthday. Okay, person A, for your birthday, you get to plan a party or pitch a party. This is your dream party. Anything goes. You have unlimited funding. You have unlimited access to technology and science, obviously. You can go to the moon if you want. Here's how this pitching is going to work. Person A, you can say whatever you want for your first idea. You're going to put it out there. You're going to say, here's my first idea. Person B is going to respond to your idea. They're going to start their response with the words, no, because. And then they're going to finish the sentence. Oh, no, we're already sad about it. Person C, you're going to do the same. You're going to address person A's idea, but you're going to start with no, because, fill in the blank. And then person A, it comes back to you. It's up to you what you do next. You can keep pitching that same idea. You can change it, whatever feels right based on the feedback you've gotten. All right, so person A, plan that party.
Give person A a round of applause.
All right. Person A. Your day is done. Your party's over. You're going to put it on the shelf and remember how that felt. We're going to talk about that in a second. That day's over. Person B, great news. It's your birthday. Yay! Happy birthday. Woo! It's your birthday, person B. Same drill. Person B, you can get to pitch your dream party. Anything goes. You're going to put your idea out there. Person C is going to respond to your idea. This time, all of the responses will start with the words, yes, but. Fill in the blank. Yes, but. Person A, same thing. Yes, but. Back to person B, and you can do whatever feels right in the moment, except hurt each other. Keep going around and see how that feels to always hear yes, but at the beginning of your feedback. Plan that party! Each other a round of applause. Okay, person B, your party's over. You put it on the shelf. Remember how it felt. Person C, it's your birthday. Everybody gets a birthday. You get a birthday. You get a birthday. You get a birthday. Person C, woo! Yeah, you may have figured this out, actually. Person C, I'm going to tip my hat a little bit to you guys. You guys get the money round. You get our favorite round because person C, every time you pitch your ideas, persons A and B are going to start their responses with the words yes and, exactly, and fill in the blank. In this round, person C, when it comes back to you after that first time, you're also going to start saying yes and at the beginning of your sentences and see where this takes you as party planners. Okay, so person C, plan that party. Cheering and spontaneous waves. Yeah, I feel like these parties went pretty well. All right, so let's check in about these experiences. So as you figured out by process of elimination and the things I've said and what you've maybe already heard, those can be three very different experiences when it comes to collaborating, moving forward together. When we're on stage and creating a world out of nothing, our goal is forward momentum, creating together, building off of each other's ideas. So keeping that in mind, let's check in with person A, the people who heard no. You guys collectively groaned when I introduced that round, right? Why? How did that feel when you were hearing no? Yeah. Felt rejected. Yeah, what else? Person A just left. They're gone. Yeah. They're like, see ya, thanks a lot. Yep, gone. What else? What was that? What?
Not take no for an answer.
Oh, don't take no for an answer. So some of you, it maybe it gave you that sort of fight response of like, oh yeah, no? Here's more, here's more, here's more, which can come in handy sometimes in terms of collaborating, moving forward, affecting each other, it maybe isn't the best response to feel combative, right? It can be beneficial in certain situations. How about yes, but people? How did that feel to hear yes, but? It was mixed signals. How else? Slightly better than no. How else? You felt dissed. Other thoughts? It was Debbie Downer. So you said slightly better, and that tends to be true, right? That yes, but round feels like a yes, open the door, but slam the door shut again, right? It can be almost like a no in disguise or like a dressed up fancy no, but still when it comes down to it, a no. Quick poll. If you have to hear that something isn't going to move forward or that an idea can't move forward, by show of hands, if you would rather hear no because over yes but, raise your hand. If you want to hear no when you have to hear no, great. Okay, and raise your hand if you'd rather hear yes but. Not even, great. How about when you have to tell somebody that something isn't moving forward? If you would rather say no because, raise your hand. If you would rather say yes but, raise your hand. All right, so a pretty mixed group. We ask this because part of what we do at Second City is try and remain others focused. When we're working together or in a conversation or a dialogue, we try and think about the person we're working with or the audience we're working towards, rather than what we want or need. So keeping that in mind in a situation like that is part of how we operate, which is I might prefer to say yes, but because it feels like I'm being a little more indulgent or nicer, but the person I'm speaking to might rather hear no, but. So you have to think about your own preferences and also the people that you're working with, right? Let's move on to that yes and round. This room, like, we could have lifted off and gone to the moon. The energy in this room was very high in that round. Why was that? It's positive. Great, why? What was that? Building the idea together. Whose party was that last party in your group? I'm hearing lots of things. My party, our party. Everyone's. It tends to be everybody's party by the end, right? That party C, that momentum. We're building it together. Any other impressions of that last round? It was fun. Good. Did anybody feel a little out of control in that last round? Like, yeah, like, we can't do this, yeah. So, this idea of yes and, relinquishing control of an idea can be very scary, right? It can actually take more confidence in yourself to be willing to entertain other people's ideas and build off of them, because it can feel like you're losing control a little bit, right? In order to build the best end product or get to the end goal that you want. Sometimes you have to be willing to let go of that a little bit, knowing that you always can say no later, right? So we think of this yes and idea as, when we use it as the base of our improv, as a philosophy in addition to a literal phrase. So sometimes we might actually say the words yes and. Much of the time, we use it as an idea, a philosophy, right? Yes, acknowledgement of your idea. Yes, what you're saying is important to me, and here's how I'm going to add to the idea. Especially in business, right? You can't always say yes and sign on the dotted line, and we recognize that. But what you can do is acknowledge and build based on the things that are coming your way, and be a leader who people want to bring things to, and or a collaborator who people want to bring things to.
And one of our foundational sayings at Second City, it's not original to us, because I'm sure you've heard it before, but it's incredibly important to us, is the phrase, I got your back. So before we take the stage, before we do live learning workshops, before we do anything at Second City, and we all did it right back here a little while ago, including with Alex, who's making his way to the piano, so you know something fun's coming up. We find everyone we're going to work with, tap each other on the back, look each other in the eye, and say, I got your back. And we say it over